if I'm gonna die or ever be a sacrifice, I want to make sure that my life made at least 5 million kids happy, or they found some sort of answers or resolve in my.
You're not ready for the truth that just exploded across the internet after years of rumors, tears, and non-stop speculation. XXXTentacion's own brother has finally broken his silence, and what he's revealed is sending shockwaves through the entire music world. Fans are shocked, emotions are running high, and even family members are left divided as never before heard secrets come pouring out. In a late-night live stream that's already gone viral, X's brother stared into the camera with red eyes and a trembling voice, dropping bombshell after bombshell that no one saw coming. "It's deeper than you think," he promised, hinting at betrayals, hidden messages, and a family torn apart by the truth they tried to bury. Insiders say arguments erupted behind the scenes, with close friends scrambling to defend XXX's memory while others questioned everything they thought they knew. Just when everyone thought the story was over, a mysterious recording surfaced proving that the real story had barely even started. What really happened the night everything changed, who's telling the truth, and who's hiding the most shocking secrets of all. Get ready, because what you're about to hear will change everything you thought you knew about XXX and the legacy he left behind. It was just after midnight when the world stopped breathing for a moment. Fans had gotten used to late-night rumors, fake DMs, and conspiracy threads about XXXTentacion, but nobody was ready for the notification that lit up every screen. XXXTentacion's brother had gone live, face half in shadow, eyes glistening with unchecked tears. He didn't start with a hello. He didn't try to hype anyone up. His first words were, "It's time you all knew the truth." The chat exploded instantly, hearts, shocked emojis, and question marks racing up the screen. Everywhere from Miami to London to Los Angeles, people dropped what they were doing, friends texting each other, "Are you watching this?" For years, fans had built theories around every detail of XXX's tragic story, old friends turning into enemies, whispered threats in the studio, rumors of a missing hard drive, even secret messages hidden in his songs. But tonight, XXX's brother was about to blow it all wide open. His voice shook as he spoke, but there was no turning back. "I've kept quiet because I thought it was for the best," he said, glancing down at something out of frame. "But keeping secrets hasn't made anything better. It's only made things worse for everyone, for my family, for his friends, and for every fan who loved him." In the background, you could hear muffled voices, other family members arguing about whether to let the world in. A woman's voice, maybe their mother, pleading, "Don't do this, not like this." But the brother pressed on. "People think they know what happened, but they don't, and if I stay silent, they never will." He started with the day everything changed, the day XXXTentacion was lost, not just to his family, but to the whole world. He described a tension in the house that morning, a fight over the phone that nobody had talked about publicly. He was upset about a message he'd gotten from someone he trusted. "I heard every word. It was about money, about loyalty, about betrayal." The chat went wild, fans desperate for names and details. From there, the story spilled out in fragments, raw and emotional. The brother described nights when XXX would wake up sweating, haunted by nightmares, checking the locks 3 or 4 times before he could sleep. He knew someone was watching him. He felt it. He tried to act tough, but he was scared. At this point, the live cut out for a second. Fans lost their minds, convinced something had happened behind the scenes. But when it came back, the brother's face was pale, and his hands were shaking. "They don't want me to tell you this," he whispered, "but I have to." He recounted secret meetings, whispered threats, and arguments that escalated into full-blown screaming matches behind closed doors. "There was one night," he said, voice cracking, "when he told me he was thinking about disappearing, just packing up, leaving it all behind, starting over somewhere nobody could find him. But he couldn't walk away from his fans he loved. 'You all too much,' he always said. 'If I disappear, tell them I didn't want to, tell them I was fighting for them.'" In a separate room, their mother was on the phone with someone close to the family, her voice frantic. "It's not safe for him to be saying all this. You know what happened to our boy." The tension was thick, with old family wounds reopening, accusations flying. Some relatives wanted the truth out. Others begged for silence, terrified of what might happen if secrets finally came to light. Meanwhile, as the live continued, A series of messages popped up from people claiming to have known XXX friends, producers, even old enemies. One message stood out, read aloud by the brother. "Don't believe everything you hear. There's more at stake than you know." The air was electric with suspicion, fans speculating in real time. Was this person threatening him, or warning him? Nobody could tell. But the drama had just started. By the end of the first hour, the chat was moving so fast that even the brother seemed overwhelmed. "I know you all have questions," he said. Wiping his eyes, "I'll answer what I can, but you have to understand. Some of these truths might hurt." He scrolled through the comments, fans demanding to know who betrayed XXX, what was on that missing hard drive, and whether anyone in the family was hiding something. The pressure was overwhelming. But the brother just nodded. "I promised him I'd protect you from the worst of it. But maybe it's time you knew what he was up against." At that moment, someone else in the house burst into the room, a cousin, face flushed, phone in hand. "You need to see this," she said, shoving her screen at him. A new post was trending, an audio file allegedly recorded on XXX's last night alive. "Play it," fans begged in the chat. The suspense reaching a fever pitch, the brother hesitated, hand shaking, as the screen faded to black, promising answers, but only raising even more questions. The air was heavy with anticipation as the screen flickered back to life. The brother stared down at the phone, hands trembling, while thousands of fans watched every breath, every pause, every nervous glance over his shoulder. He finally pressed play on the audio file. The room so quiet you could almost hear the hearts of every listener pounding at once. At first, it was just muffled voices and static. But then a conversation started to emerge, XXXTentacion's unmistakable tone, low and serious, talking to someone no one recognized. The words sent chills down everyone's spines. "I don't trust them anymore," XXX whispered. "They say they're family, but they're not. I see how they move when I'm not around. It's all about the money. It's all about control." The brother paused the audio, staring straight at the camera. He wasn't just talking about strangers, he was talking about us, about people in this very house. His voice cracked as he spoke, tears running down his cheeks. "That's the part nobody wanted to hear. The truth is, even we let him down." As the chat exploded, fans couldn't believe it. Accusations, defenses, and wild theories filled every comment thread. Some were angry, claiming the brother was chasing clout or disrespecting XXX's memory. Others pleaded for more, begging for names, for proof, for a way to make sense of so much pain. Even as the drama played out online, the real chaos was happening behind closed doors. In another part of the house, an argument erupted. XXX's aunt was shouting at their mother. "We should have protected him. We should have stopped all this from happening." The mother, exhausted and broken, replied, "I tried. You know how hard I tried. But he was grown. He wouldn't listen to anyone." The family was left divided, some blaming each other, some blaming outsiders, and some blaming themselves. As the brother struggled to keep his composure on live, a message from an old friend of XXX's popped up in the chat. It read, "You need to check the old storage unit. He left something for you." The brother went silent, reading it twice before looking up, confusion and hope mixing in his eyes. "I don't know if this is real, or someone just playing games," he admitted. "But if there's even a chance there's more to the story, I have to find out." Fans watched as the brother made a decision in real time. He announced he would go to the storage unit the next morning, promising to stream the journey live for everyone. The comments blew up, with people offering advice, warnings, and even prayers. As the live ended, viewers scrambled to share the video, analyzing every detail for hidden meanings and clues. The next day dawned with tension hanging over the family like a cloud. Everyone seemed on edge, afraid that digging deeper would only bring more pain. Still, the brother stood by his word, grabbing a camera and heading out before anyone could talk him out of it. As he drove, he spoke to the viewers, letting them see his fear and determination. "He always told me, if anything happened to him, not to trust the obvious answers. I think he was leaving me a puzzle, something only I could solve. The drive felt endless, every moment filled with doubt. At the storage unit, the manager looked him over, clearly recognizing him, but saying nothing. The brother unlocked the old door. Dust billowing out, memories flooding back. "This was where we hid from the world," he said quietly, voice echoing. Inside, Boxes were stacked everywhere, old notebooks, clothes, and a single locked safe with XXX's initials carved into it. As he fumbled with the lock, the chat went wild, fans screaming for him to open it, some warning him not to, others convinced the truth inside would break everything apart. Finally, the safe clicked open. Inside was a faded journal, the USB drive, and a letter addressed to my brother. Read when you're ready. Hands shaking, the brother read aloud. XXX's handwriting was rough but unmistakable. The letter was full of apologies and pain. I know I've made mistakes. I know I hurt people I loved, but if you're reading this, it means things got even messier. Please, don't hate them. Everyone's fighting their own demons. But there's something on that drive you need to see. It's the real story. If you want to share it with the world, that's your choice, but no, it'll change everything. Tears rolled down the brother's face as he held the letter close. He looked straight into the camera, voice raw. I always thought I understood what happened, but now, I'm not sure of anything. As the fans watched, united by heartbreak and hope, the story paused at the edge of a new revelation. What secrets were on that drive? And would the truth finally set anyone free, back at home? The brother sat on his bed, the USB drive clutched in his hand like it was the last piece of his brother he'd ever touch. Fans from all over the world were glued to their phones, tablets, and laptops, anxiously awaiting the promised live stream. Twitter hashtags were trending, unlock the truth, XXX's real story, and family divided. Everyone wanted to know what was hidden on that drive, but nobody could predict how deep the pain and drama would go. Before go and live again, the brother paced the room. He knew that once he plugged in that USB, there would be no going back. The family was already at a breaking point, old wounds reopened, fresh arguments exploding in the hallway. Don't do it, pleaded their mother, standing in the doorway with tears in her eyes. Not everything is meant for the world. But the brother shook his head. He left this for me. He wanted me to know. Maybe he wanted all of us to know. With that, he wiped his face, took a shaky breath, and set up the stream. Within seconds, the chat was moving so fast it was unreadable. People begged for answers, cursed at the delays, and posted frantic emojis. The brother plugged in the USB drive and opened the only file it contained, a grainy, hour-long video dated just a few weeks before everything changed. The video started with XXXTentacion alone in a dark room, looking older and more tired than most fans remembered. He spoke straight to the camera, no music, no filters, no bravado. I never wanted to be a legend, XXX said, voice soft but heavy with emotion. I just wanted to survive, but too many people depended on me to be perfect. I tried to do right by everyone, but every choice I made, somebody got hurt. I made enemies I never saw coming. Some of them were friends, some were family. He paused, head in his hands, breathing hard. The brother's hand trembled as he watched. Fans could see the rawness, the regret, and the exhaustion etched into every line on X's face. The video went on to detail arguments with managers, money going missing, and phone calls that turned into threats. There were accusations, some names bleeped out, some left for the world to hear. I tried to make peace, but there was always someone in my ear telling me who I should trust and who I shouldn't. I just wanted to make music. I just wanted to help people who were lost like me. The most shocking part came when XXX spoke about a friend he believed had set him up. If anything happens to me, look at the people closest. Not the ones who scream the loudest, the quiet ones, the ones who act like they got your back, but never look you in the eye. There's more going on than you'll ever see online. As he said these words, his voice broke and he stared at the camera in silence, pain radiating off him in waves. As the video ended, the brother looked straight into the live stream. He was crying openly now, not caring who saw. I always thought I'd get answers, that I could fix things for him, but maybe there are no answers, just more questions. At that moment, messages flooded the chat. Some fans were angry, demanding the brother name names. Others just sent words of love and support, saying they finally understood why the family was so divided. In another part of the house, a heated argument erupted between the mother and an uncle who had just arrived. This is too much, the uncle said, voice rising. He's just a kid, he doesn't know what he's doing. The mother, exhausted, only replied, maybe this is what we all need. Maybe it's time to stop pretending. The family splintered even further, some feeling betrayed by the public airing of pain, others feeling relief that at least some truth was out in the open. Meanwhile, media outlets picked up the story. XXXTentacion's brother exposes hidden truths. Read headlines all over the world. Experts weighed in, celebrities posted cryptic reactions. And old friends from XXX's life started coming forward, some to defend their names, others to finally admit things they'd kept secret for years. As the brother ended the stream, he promised there was more old journals, unreleased music, letters never sent. "I don't know if I'll ever understand it all," he said, "but I'll keep looking for him, for all of you." And with that, he closed the laptop, the house falling into a heavy, uncertain silence. The world was left reeling, questions swirling and emotions raw. It felt like the story was unraveling, but no one was sure if they wanted to know how deep the secrets really went or if the family would ever find peace after all the truth came spilling out. In the days that followed, the tension only grew. The brother barely slept, his mind racing with what he'd uncovered and what still remained hidden. Each night, he'd sit with XXX's old journals, reading pages filled with frantic scribbles, some songs, some confessions, some letters addressed to people who were now just memories. Every word seemed like a new piece of a puzzle that might never fully fit together. Outside, the family home was swarmed by reporters and curious fans, their faces pressed against car windows as they tried to catch a glimpse of the people at the heart of the storm. Some fans came just to show love, leaving candles and handwritten notes on the sidewalk. Others came with cameras, hoping for a viral moment, but the family kept the doors locked tight, only letting in those they truly trusted. Inside, the emotional fallout was real. The mother moved between grief and anger, sometimes breaking down in tears, sometimes lashing out at anyone who tried to talk about the past. The uncle, frustrated by all the attention, threatened to leave the city for good. Even the cousins, who had once played together in the backyard, now barely spoke, each retreating into their own corners of pain and confusion. The brother tried to keep the focus on the truth, not for fame, but because he believed it was what X would have wanted. He started organizing the journals and drives, planning to release some of the music and letters to the fans, hoping it might bring healing. But the more he read, the more he realized how much pressure his brother had faced, how many enemies he'd made simply by refusing to back down or fit in. One night, while scrolling through an old phone that had belonged to XXX, the brother found a series of voice memos. The first was just a fragment, XXX humming a melody that would become one of his biggest hits. The next was different. In it, XXX spoke directly to his brother. Voice low and serious, "If you're hearing this, it means I'm gone. I know you probably got questions nobody can answer. All I can tell you is, don't let the world eat you alive like it did me. Protect the ones you love. And if you can forgive those who hurt us, do it. It's the only way you'll be free." As he listened, the brother wept for the sibling he'd lost, for the family that had been torn apart, for the innocence they'd both left behind. He played the memo again and again, letting the words sink in, knowing that forgiveness wouldn't come easy, not for himself, not for anyone. Meanwhile, fans online kept the discussion alive, dissecting every detail of the revelations. New theories emerged about the identity of the friend who had betrayed X, with some pointing fingers at longtime collaborators, others at distant relatives. The drama only deepened when one of XXX's oldest friends went live, denying everything and challenging the brother to a public conversation. "You want to talk truth? Let's talk face to face, not just online," he said, his own emotions boiling over. The invitation set the internet on fire. Everyone wanted to see if a real confrontation would finally bring answers, or just more heartbreak. Behind the scenes, the family faced new challenges. The estate's lawyers started reaching out, warning that releasing too much could lead to lawsuits, or even danger. The mother, growing more anxious, begged her son to stop digging. Some secrets should stay buried, she whispered one night, her voice breaking. But the brother couldn't let it go, not when he felt so close to understanding what had really happened. In a moment of clarity, he decided to accept the challenge. He messaged his brother's old friend, agreeing to meet in person and talk everything out live, for the world to see. As the news spread, anticipation grew. Fans, family, even media outlets counting down to the moment when truths would collide in public, once and for all. With the world watching, the brother prepared for what might be the hardest conversation of his life. knowing that whatever happened next, nothing would ever be the same for him, his family, or the millions who still carried XXXTentacion's legacy in their hearts. The night of the confrontation arrived with the whole world watching. Social media was on fire. Every fan group, every gossip page, every music blog counted down to the live meeting between XXXTentacion's brother and his oldest friend. Nobody knew what would happen. Would this bring peace, or would it finally tear the family apart for good? Emotions ran high, and the family was left divided, with some relatives silently supporting the brother and others begging him to walk away before more wounds reopened. He live stream began with the two men sitting across from each other in a small studio, their faces drawn with tension and exhaustion. The brother started, voice trembling but determined, "I'm not here to attack you. I just want the truth, not for clout, not for fame, but for my brother and for the family he left behind." The friend looked away, jaw clenched, pain flickering in his eyes. "I loved him too. You know," he replied quietly, "but fame changes everything. People whisper, lies get louder, and soon you don't know who to trust, not even yourself." What followed was raw and real. Old wounds reopened, secrets spilled, and years of guilt, regret, and betrayal laid bare for millions to see. The friend admitted that he had made mistakes, that jealousy and pride had ruined moments that could never be repaired. "I wanted to protect him, but I was angry that he changed. Angry that I couldn't follow him into that world." Tears streamed down both their faces as they talked through every fight, every misunderstanding, every rumor that had spun out of control. The chat exploded with support, disbelief, and even anger. Fans choosing sides, some cheering for honesty, others accusing them of disrespecting X's memory. Family members watched from their homes, some crying, some praying, some wishing the past could be rewritten. Then, at the height of the conversation, the brother revealed the last letter X had written, one nobody had seen before. He read it aloud, XXX's words shaking everyone who listened. "Family means more than blood. Family is who you fight for, who you forgive, who you keep alive in your heart, even when they're gone. If you're reading this, it means I need you to forgive each other. I need you to move forward. Don't let my story end in hate." The room fell silent. The friend broke down, sobbing openly, reaching across the table to hold the brother's hand. "I'm sorry," he whispered, over and over, as if saying it could heal the years of hurt. The brother nodded, voice choked with tears. "I'm sorry too, I just wish we'd said it sooner." Outside the studio, reporters and fans waited, hoping for statements or drama, but both men slipped quietly away, their hearts lighter. The burden of years finally shared. The aftermath was powerful. News outlets covered the reunion as a moment of healing, while fans created tribute videos, sharing their own stories of forgiveness and pain. The family, still divided, began to talk slowly, quietly. With hope flickering where only grief had been, the brother released a statement, promising to honor XXX's memory by sharing music, letters, and lessons of love and forgiveness, not for headlines, but for healing. As the dust settled, one thing became clear: XXXTentacion's legacy was more than the pain and violence that once defined his story. It was a legacy of growth, struggle, and the difficult journey toward peace, not just for one family, but for everyone who ever felt lost, betrayed, or alone. And as the world moved on, the brother stood at his brother's favorite spot by the water, letter in hand, whispering a promise to keep searching for truth and never let hate win. Not for the family, not for the fans, and not for himself. After all the heartbreak, anger, and shocking revelations, one thing is clear: XXXTentacion's story isn't just about tragedy. It's about family, forgiveness, and the truth that always finds a way out, no matter how many secrets people try to bury. We saw emotions run high, families divided, and friendships tested in ways nobody could have imagined. But in the end, we also saw courage, the courage to confront the past, admit mistakes, and begin to heal. The real question now is, what do you think? Should X's brother have revealed these hidden truths, or was it better to let old wounds stay buried? Do you believe forgiveness can really heal a family this broken? Or are some scars too deep? And what do you think about that final letter? Does it change how you see X's legacy and those who loved him? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get real about how music, fame, and family can lift us up or tear us apart. Your voice matters, and your opinion could help someone else find peace too. If this story made you feel something, smash that like button, Subscribe for more emotional and dramatic stories, and tap the bell so you never miss a single moment. We're here to share the truth, the pain, and the hope that keeps us all going. Thanks for watching and for being part of this journey, because when we talk, when we listen, and when we forgive, maybe that's how we keep the best parts of the people we love alive forever.